Imagine waking up in a world without technology, no smartphones, no internet, no GPS, no modern medicines, no electricity powered conveniences. Within moments, most of us would realize how deeply technology is woven into our daily life. Yet, what makes technology truly remarkable is not the machines themselves. It is humanity's ability to imagine solutions to the problems and then turn those ideas into reality. Throughout the history, every major technological breakthrough has transformed civilization. The wheel accelerated transportation, printing spread knowledge, electricity powered industries, computers revolutionized information, the internet connected billions of people. Today, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, biotechnology, and space technologies are opening the doors to the possibilities that previous generations could scarcely imagine. This video explores 20 mind-blowing technology facts that reveals how innovation is reshaping our world. Some of these facts may sound unbelievable, others may challenge assumptions about what is possible. Together, they tell a large story. Humanity is living through one of the most extraordinary periods of technological advancement in the history. However, technology is not only about gadgets and the machines, it influences education, healthcare, transportation, communication, entertainment, and even how we understand ourselves. It creates opportunities, but it also raises the questions about ethics, privacy, and the responsibility. As we begin this journey, remember that every invention started as an idea in someone's mind. Every breakthrough was once considered impossible. The technologies we take for granted today were once dreams, experiments, or controversial concepts. By exploring these fascinating facts, we gain a deeper appreciation not only for technology itself, but also for the scientists, engineers, inventors, and visionaries who continue to push the boundaries of human knowledge. The future is not something that simply happens to us, it is something we create. Understanding technology helps us become active participants in shaping that future. And perhaps the most astonishing fact of all is that the next world changing innovation may already be under development somewhere right now. One of the most astonishing facts in the technological history is that the smartphone in your pocket is significantly more powerful than the computer that helped send astronauts to the moon during the Apollo missions. When NASA launched the Apollo program in the 1960s, the Apollo guidance computer was considered revolutionary. It guided the spacecraft across hundreds of thousands of kilometers through space and safely landed the astronauts on the lunar surface. Yet, by today's standards, its processing power was incredibly limited. Modern smartphones possess processors capable of billions of calculations per second. They contain advanced graphics capabilities, artificial intelligence features, internet connectivity, cameras, sensors, and storage capacities that exceed those early space computers by an enormous margin. This comparison highlights one of the most remarkable trends in the technological history: exponential growth. Engineers have continuously managed to place more computing power into and smaller and more efficient devices. What once required an entire room can now fit comfortably into a pocket. But perhaps the most important lesson is not about the hardware. The Apollo missions demonstrates that human ingenuity often matters more than technological capabilities. Engineers and astronauts accomplished something extraordinary using the tools that would seem primitive today. Imagine the courage required to travel to another world using technology far less advanced than the devices we use for the social media, navigation, or the entertainment. Their success reminds us that innovation is not solely dependent on the powerful machines. It depends upon the vision, determination, and problem solving. Today, billions of people carry extraordinary computing devices every day. Smartphones connect us to global knowledge, allow instant communication, support businesses, provide education, and enable creative expressions. Yet many people rarely stop to consider how incredible these devices truly are. The next time you unlock your phone, remember that you are holding a technological marvel that would have seemed like science fiction to the engineers who helped humanity reach the moon. It is a powerful reminder of how quickly innovation can transform what is possible. Many people assume that satellites carry most of the world's internet traffic. While satellites plays an important role, the surprising reality is that the vast majority of international internet communication travels through underwater fiber optic cables laid across the ocean floor. These cables stretch for the thousands of kilometers beneath oceans and the seas, connecting the continents and enabling the global communications. Every time someone sends an email overseas, participates in a video watches a streaming service, or conducts an international financial transaction, there is a good chance that data is traveling through one of these hidden networks. The scale of this infrastructure is extraordinary. Hundreds of submarines cables connect countries worldwide, forming the backbone of the global internet. Despite being largely invisible to the public, they support modern economies, businesses, governments, and daily communication. Fiber optic technology allows information to travel at incredible speeds using pulses of light. These signals move through thin strands of glass with remarkable efficiencies. Engineers carefully design and maintain these networks to withstand challenging underwater conditions, including pressures, earthquakes, fishing activities, and environmental factors. The existence of these cables reminds us that even digital systems depend on the physical infrastructure. The internet may seem abstract and invisible, but behind every online interaction lies an enormous engineering achievement involving the ship's cables, data centers, and global coordination. Understanding these hidden systems fosters appreciation for the engineers and technicians who maintain them. Their work ensures that people can communicate instantly across vast distances, access information, and participate in a truly global society. The next time you send a message to someone on another continent, consider the incredible journey that information may take beneath the oceans before reaching its destination. Artificial intelligence, often called AI, is one of the most transformative technologies of the modern era. While AI is frequently portrayed in movies as futuristic robots or super intelligent machines, its real power lies in something both simpler and more extraordinary: the ability to identify patterns hidden within enormous amounts of data. Every day, the humanity generates vast quantities of information: medical records, scientific measurements, financial transactions, weather observations, satellite images, and internet activity creates data on a scale that no individual or even large teams of people could fully analyze. In healthcare, AI assists doctors by identifying early signs of diseases in medical scans. Researchers use AI to analyze genetic information and accelerate the drug discovery. Scientists employ machine learning models to predict climate trends and understand environmental changes. Financial institutions use AI to detect fraudulent transactions within seconds. Even streaming platforms use AI to recommend movies and music based on viewing habits. However, AI is not magic, it is not infallible, and it depends heavily on the quality of the data used to train it. Biases, inaccuracies, and ethical concerns can arise if AI systems are poorly designed or improperly supervised. This is why many experts emphasize that AI works best when combined with the human judgment. Machines can process vast quantities of information rapidly, but humans provide context, ethics, creativity, empathy, and critical thinking. The future is likely not a competition between the humans and the AI, but a partnership where each complements the other's strengths. Despite these challenges, AI offers tremendous opportunities. It has the potential to accelerate scientific discoveries, improve healthcare outcomes, enhance education, optimize transportation systems, and help address some of humanity's greatest challenges. The most mind blowing aspect of AI may not be that machines can learn, it may be that humans have created tools capable of helping us understand our world in ways that were previously impossible. Imagine standing beside a river so fast that billions of drops of water flow past every second. And now imagine that each drop represents a message, video, photograph, search, queries, transaction, or piece of information created by the people around the world. That river is the modern internet. Every minute, millions of emails are sent, thousands of hours of video are uploaded, countless social media posts are being shared, and billions of digital interactions occur. Humanity is producing more data today than at any point in the history. This explosion of information has transformed the concept of knowledge itself. In previous centuries, information was scarce and difficult to access. Today, information is abundant, and the challenge is often determining what is accurate, useful, and trustworthy. Businesses rely on data to understand customer behavior. Scientists analyze enormous data sets to uncover discoveries. Governments use information to improve services and infrastructure. Healthcare systems use patient data to improve diagnosis and treatment. Sports teams use analytics to optimize performance. Virtually every modern industry depends on data driven decision making. The data has become so valuable that many experts describe it as the new oil. However, unlike oil, data can be copied, shared, analyzed, and reused repeatedly. Its value often increases when combined with advanced analytics and artificial intelligence. Yet, this abundance of information also creates challenges. Privacy concerns have become increasingly important. Organizations must protect sensitive personal information from cyber threats. Individuals must learn how to evaluate information critically and avoid the misinformation. Despite these challenges, the data revolution has created extraordinary opportunities. The students can access educational resources from anywhere. Researchers can collaborate globally. Businesses can serve customers across continents. Individuals can communicate instantly with the friends and family around the world. The internet's constant flow of information reflects humanity's collective creativity, curiosity, and communication. Every search, message, photos, and videos contributes to a vast digital record of human activity. For decades, the computers have become faster and more powerful, yet some problems remain so complex that even the world's most advanced supercomputers would require thousands or even millions of years to solve them. This is where quantum computing enters the picture. Traditional computers use bits which exist as either 0 or a 1. Every calculation, image, video, and application ultimately relies on combinations of these binary values. Quantum computers, however, use quantum bits or qubits, which behave according to the unusual rules of quantum physics. Unlike ordinary bits, qubits can exist in multiple state simultaneously through a phenomenon known as superposition. They can also become interconnected through entanglement, allowing calculations to be performed in fundamentally different ways. The result is a new form of computing that may eventually solve certain classes of problems far more efficiently than the classical computers. Scientists believe quantum computers could revolutionize fields such as chemistry, material science, cryptography, logistics, and medicine. They may help researchers design new drugs, develop advanced batteries, optimize global supply chains, and simulate complex molecular interactions with unprecedented precision. However, quantum computing remains in its early stages. Building stable quantum systems is extremely difficult. Qubits are highly sensitive to environmental disturbances, and maintaining their quantum states requires sophisticated engineering. Many researchers compare today's quantum computers to the early computer of the 1940s and the 1950s. They are promising but still developing. Significant breakthroughs may be required before large-scale practical applications become widespread. While it will not replace the traditional computers for everyday tasks like browsing the web or sending emails, it could become an invaluable tool for solving specialized problems that are currently beyond the reach. Quantum computing reminds us that nature itself contains mysteries we are still learning to harness. By exploring the strange laws of quantum physics, humanity may unlock entirely new possibilities for science and technology. When many people hear the word robot, they imagine humanoid machines from science fiction films. In reality, robots are already deeply integrated into modern society, often working quietly behind the scenes. Robots help manufacture automobiles with extraordinary precision. They assemble electronic devices, package products, short shipments in warehouses, assist surgeons during medical procedures, and perform tasks in hazardous environments where human safety could be at the risk. Industrial robots have transformed manufacturing. They can perform repetitive operations consistently, accurately, and efficiently. Tasks that once required extensive manual labor can now be completed with remarkable precision. Space exploration provides another fascinating example. Robotic spacecraft and planetary rovers allow scientists to study distant worlds without placing humans in dangerous environments. Some of humanity's most important discoveries about Mars and other celestial bodies have come from robotic missions. The key challenge for societies is ensuring that education and workforce development keep pace with technological change. Adaptability and lifelong learning are becoming increasingly valuable skills. Robots are tools created by the humans. Their impact depends on how they are designed, deployed, and regulated. When used responsibly, automation can improve productivity, safety, and the quality of the life. Perhaps the most important lesson is that robots are not replacing human creativity, empathy, leadership, and imagination. Instead, they are increasingly handling the tasks that are repetitive, dangerous, or highly specialized, allowing people to focus on the activities that requires uniquely human strengths. Today, powerful computers fit inside the smartphones, watches, and even household appliances. Yet the earliest electronic computers were enormous machines that occupied entire rooms. One famous example was ENIAC, one of the world's first general-purpose electronic computers, completed in the 1940s. It weighed many tons, consumed large amounts of electricity, and required thousands of vacuum tubes. By modern standards, its processing capabilities were extremely limited. The development of transistors in the mid-20th century revolutionized computing. Transistors were smaller, more reliable, and more energy efficient than the vacuum tubes. Later, integrated circuits and microprocessors enabled even greater miniaturization. Over time, computers became smaller, faster, cheaper, and more accessible. What once required government laboratories and major institutions eventually became available to businesses, schools, and the households. The history of computing also teaches an important lesson about imagination. Many early experts underestimated how widespread computers would become. Few people predicted that billions of individuals would one day carry powerful computers in their pockets and connect instantly with the people worldwide. The story of early computers is ultimately a story about human ambition. Engineers dared to pursue ideas that seemed impossible. Their efforts laid the foundation for the digital world that shapes modern civilization. And if history is any guide, the next chapters of technological innovation may be even more surprising than anything we have seen so far. Imagine if every movie you streamed, every photo you stored online, every email you sent, and every document you shared required a powerful computer sitting inside your home. Modern life would be far more expensive, complicated, and limited. Instead, much of today's digital world operates through a revolutionary concept known as cloud computing. Cloud computing allows data and applications to be stored and processed on remote servers located in massive data centers around the world. Rather than relying entirely on the local devices, users can access information through the internet from virtually anywhere. The scale of modern cloud infrastructure is astonishing. Large technology companies operate enormous facilities containing hundreds of thousands of servers. These data centers process billions of requests every day, supporting businesses, governments, schools, healthcare systems, and individual users. The benefits extend beyond convenience. Cloud systems improve scalability, reliability, and the collaboration. Teams located across different countries can work together seamlessly. Students can access educational materials from anywhere. Medical professionals can share information more efficiently. However, cloud computing also raises important questions. Data privacy, cybersecurity, energy consumption, and digital dependence have become significant considerations. Organizations must carefully manage sensitive information and protect against cyber threats. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of the cloud computing is that it makes immense technological power accessible to the billions of people. A student with an internet connection can access resources that once belonged only to major institutions. This democratization of technology continues to create opportunities for learning, creativity, and entrepreneurship worldwide. For centuries, manufacturing followed a familiar pattern. Materials were cut, shaped, assembled, and combined to create the products. Then a revolutionary technology emerged that challenged traditional manufacturing methods. 3D printing. A 3D printer creates physical objects layer by layer based on digital designs. Instead of removing material from a larger piece, it builds objects from the ground up. This seemingly simple concept has opened extraordinary possibilities across multiple industries. Initially, 3D printing was used mainly for the prototypes and experimental designs. Today, its applications extend far beyond those early uses. Engineers print aircraft components, medical professionals create customized prosthetics, architects and construct building elements, and researchers develop innovative materials. One of the most exciting applications involves healthcare. Scientists are exploring bioprinting technologies that use living cells to create tissues structures. Although fully functional printed organs remain an area of ongoing research, significant progress has already been made in creating biological structures for testing and medical applications. Construction is another field experiencing the transformation. Large scale 3D printers can build portions of houses and the buildings, potentially reducing construction time and material waste. Space exploration presents yet another fascinating possibility. Future astronauts may use 3D printers to manufacture tools, spare parts, and equipment directly on the moon or Mars. Instead of transporting every item from Earth, could produce necessary component on demand. Despite these advantages, challenges remain. Production speed, material limitations, quality control, and economic considerations continues to influence adoption. Not every product is suitable for the 3D printing, and traditional manufacturing remains important for large-scale production. Nevertheless, the technology represents a powerful example of how innovation can redefine established industries. Perhaps the most inspiring aspect of 3D printing is how it empowers creativity. Designers, students, entrepreneurs, and inventors can transform ideas into tangible objects with unprecedented ease. In many ways, 3D printing is not just a manufacturing technology, it is a tool that expands human imagination and the innovation. Every day, billions of people use this GPS technology to navigate the roads, track deliveries, locate businesses, and coordinate transportation. Most users simply enter a destination and follow the directions. Few realize that this everyday convenience depends on one of the most profound scientific theories ever developed. The global positioning system operates through a network of satellites orbiting the Earth. These satellites continuously transmit timing signals that allow receivers to calculate the precise locations. The accuracy of GPS depends heavily on extremely precise time measurements. Here is where the science becomes truly fascinating. More than a century ago, physicist Albert Einstein developed the theory of relativity. His work revealed that the time does not pass at exactly the same rate everywhere. Factors such as speed and gravity influences the flow of time. GPS satellites orbit Earth at high speeds and experience different gravitational conditions compared to the clocks on the planet's surface. As a result, the time passes slightly differently for satellite clocks than for clocks on the Earth. Engineers therefore incorporate relativity corrections directly into the GPS operations. Every accurate location calculation depends on scientific principles that once seemed highly theoretical. This connection between abstract physics and practical technology demonstrates an important lesson about the scientific research. Discoveries made purely to understand the universe often leads to the applications that transform society decades later. GPS also illustrates the remarkable complexity hidden behind everyday conveniences. What appears to be a simple smartphone feature actually depends on the satellites, atomic clocks, advanced mathematics, engineering expertise, and groundbreaking scientific discoveries. The next time a navigation app guides you to a destination, consider the extraordinary chain of innovation behind it. A scientific theory developed in the early 20th century now helps people navigate the modern world with remarkable precision. As technology becomes increasingly integrated into the daily life, protecting digital systems has become one of the most important challenges of the 21st century. Cybersecurity is no longer solely an issue for technology companies. It affects governments, businesses, hospitals, schools, and individuals around the globe. Every day, enormous quantities of information move through digital networks, financial transactions, medical records, business communications, intellectual property, and personal data are stored and transmitted electronically. Protecting this information is essential for maintaining the trust and security. Cybersecurity professionals work to defend systems against a wide range of threats. These include malware, ransomware, phishing attacks, identity theft, data breaches, and unauthorized access. As technology evolves, cyber threats become increasingly sophisticated, creating an ongoing race between attackers and the defenders. Governments and organizations invest billions of dollars annually in the cybersecurity measures. Critical infrastructure such as power grids, transportation systems, healthcare facilities, and communication networks require robust protection because disruptions could have significant consequences. The cybersecurity landscape highlights an important principle. Every technological advancement brings both benefits and responsibilities. Innovation creates new possibilities, but it also requires careful management of the risk. For individuals, simple practices such as using strong passwords, enabling multi-factor authentication, updating software, and exercising caution online can significantly improve the security. Ultimately, the cybersecurity is about preserving trust in the digital world. Modern society depends on secure communication, reliable systems, and protected information. The efforts of cybersecurity professionals help ensure that technology remains a force for progress rather than vulnerability. As our reliance on digital systems continues to grow, cybersecurity will remain one of the defining technological challenges and opportunities of the future. For most of automotive history, driving has required continuous human attention. Drivers observe roads, interpret signs, anticipate hazards, and make countless decisions every day journey. Self-driving technology seeks to automate many of these tasks using advanced sensors, software, and artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence processes this information in real time. The system identifies pedestrians, vehicles, traffic signals, road markings, and potential obstacles. It then makes driving decisions based on programmed rules and learned patterns. The amount of information processed during a single journey is extraordinary. Autonomous systems continuously analyze their surroundings while predicting how nearby objects may move. Advocates believe self-driving technology could improve the road safety, increase transportation accessibility, reduce the traffic congestion, and enhance mobility for elderly or disabled individuals. Autonomous logistic systems may also improve efficiency in the freight transportation. Public trust is another important factor. New technologies often face skepticism, particularly when safety is involved. Building confidence requires rigorous testing, transparency, and demonstrated reliability. Self-driving technology represents a broader trend in automation and artificial intelligence. Machines are becoming increasingly capable of performing the tasks that once required constant human control. The challenge is ensuring that these systems are designed responsibly and deployed carefully. The story of autonomous vehicles is not merely about the cars. It is about how technology can augment human capabilities, improve safety, and potentially transform one of the most important aspects of the modern life, that is mobility. Imagine attempting to calculate every weather pattern on the Earth, simulate the behavior of billions of atoms, predict the spread of diseases, design advanced medicines, and model the formation of galaxies. These tasks require computational power far beyond ordinary computers. This is where supercomputers enter the story. Supercomputers represents the pinnacle of modern computing technology. They are designed to solve some of humanity's most complex scientific and engineering challenges. Unlike personal computers, which focus on everyday tasks, supercomputers perform massive calculations simultaneously using thousands or even millions of processing units. The most powerful supercomputers today can perform calculations measured in exaflops. An exaflop represents 1 quintillion calculations per second. To put this into perspective, it is a number so large that it becomes difficult to visualize. If every person on the Earth performed one calculation every second, humanity would still require many years to match what an exascale computer can accomplish in a single second. This extraordinary machine supports a wide range of scientific breakthroughs. Climate researchers use supercomputers to model global weather systems and predict environmental changes. Supercomputers also play critical roles in disaster preparedness. By analyzing enormous datasets, they help scientists forecast hurricanes, earthquakes, floods, and other natural events more accurately. Governments and organizations rely on these predictions to protect life and infrastructures. However, supercomputers also present the challenges. They require significant energy resources and sophisticated cooling systems. Engineers continuously seek ways to improve efficiency while increasing the performance. Perhaps the most inspiring lesson is that supercomputers are not merely fast machines, they are tools that expand human understanding. They allow scientists to explore questions about the nature, health, technology, and the universe itself. As computing power continues to advance, future supercomputers may unlock discoveries that reshape medicine, science, engineering, and perhaps our understanding of reality itself. Energy has always been one of civilization's most important resources. From fire and water wheels to steam engines and power plants, human progress has often depended on the ability to generate and use energy efficiently. Today, a major transformation is underway through renewable energy technologies. Renewable energy comes from sources that naturally replenish themselves, including the sunlight, wind, water, and geothermal heat. Unlike the fossil fuels, these resources can provide energy without being permanently depleted. One of the most remarkable developments in the recent decades has been the rapid advancement of solar technology. Solar panels have become significantly more efficient and affordable. Large solar farms now generate electricity for entire communities, while homeowners can install systems that reduces dependence on the traditional power grids. Wind energy has experienced similar growth. Modern wind turbines are engineering marvels capable of producing enormous amounts of electricity. Offshore wind farms located in the coastal waters take advantages of stronger and more consistent winds to generate the power on a large scale. Battery technology represents another critical piece of the renewable energy revolution because sunlight and wind are not always available. Efficient energy storage systems help balance the supply and the demand. Advances in the battery technology are making renewable energy more reliable and practical. The benefits of renewable technology extend beyond environmental considerations. Renewable energy industries create jobs, stimulate innovation, and reduce dependence on imported fuels. Many countries view renewable energy as both an environmental and economic opportunity. Of course, challenges remain infrastructure investments, energy storage limitations, land use considerations, and grid modernizations require careful planning. No energy system is without trade-offs, and experts continue working to improve performance and sustainability. What makes renewable technology particularly fascinating is its pace of innovation. Technologies that once seemed expensive or impractical have become increasingly competitive. Continued research is expected to produce even greater improvements in efficiency and affordability. Ultimately, renewable technology demonstrates how scientific research, engineering, and entrepreneurship can work together to solve large scale challenges. The energy systems of the future are being built today, and they may fundamentally reshape how civilization powers itself. For most of human history, learning and entertainment were limited by physical reality. People could read about distant places, imagine future possibilities, or study historical events, but direct experience was often impossible. Virtual reality or VR is changing that reality in remarkable ways. Virtual reality uses advanced displays, sensors, and software to create immersive digital environments. When users wear VR headsets, they can experience computer-generated worlds that respond to their movements and actions. Instead of simply viewing information on a screen, they become active participants within the experience. The applications of VR extend far beyond gaming. In education, students can explore ancient civilizations, travel through the solar systems, or examine complex scientific concepts in 3 dimensions. These experiences can make learning more engaging and memorable. Businesses employ VR for employees training and product design. Engineers can evaluate virtual prototypes before building physical models. Architects can walk through digital buildings before construction begins. Military organizations, aviation industries, and emergency responses teams use virtual environments to train personnel safely and efficiently. Complex scenarios can be simulated repeatedly without the real world risk. As technology continues to improve, VR experiences are becoming increasingly realistic. Higher resolution displays, better motion tracking, and more advanced computing systems contributes to the deeper immersion. At its core, virtual reality is about expanding human experience. It allows people to explore places they cannot physically visit, practice skills in the safe environments, and visualize ideas in entirely new ways. The most exciting aspect of VR may be that its fully potential is still being discovered. Just as early computers evolved far beyond their original purposes, virtual reality may eventually become a fundamental part of how humans interact with information and one another. Among the most powerful technological revolutions of the modern era is the biotechnology, the merging of biotechs, biological science, and technological innovation. By understanding living systems at increasingly detailed levels, scientists are developing tools that could transform healthcare, agriculture, environmental protection, and many other fields. One major breakthrough era is personalized medicine. Traditionally, treatments were often designed for large populations. Today, biotechnology allows researchers to develop approaches tailored to individual genetic characteristics. This may improve treatment effectiveness and reduce unwanted side effects. Agriculture has benefited as well. Biotechnology helps develop crops that are more resistant to pests, diseases, and environmental stresses. These innovations may contribute to the food security for growing populations. Despite its enormous potential, biotechnology raises important ethical questions. Discussions surrounding genetic modifications, privacy of genetic information, and responsible use of biological technologies are ongoing worldwide. These conversations are essential because powerful technologies require thoughtful oversights. History demonstrates that science progress often brings both opportunities and responsibilities. Biotechnology is no exception. The challenge is ensuring that innovations improve life while respecting ethical principles and societal values. The pace of progress is extraordinary. The technologies that required years of research a few decades ago can now be performed more quickly and accurately. The future of biotechnology remains one of the most exciting frontiers in the science. As researchers continue exploring the complexities of living organisms, they may unlock solutions to challenges that have confronted humanity for the centuries. When people think about the space technology, they often imagine the rockets, astronauts, space stations, and distant planets. Yet, one of the most surprising facts about space exploration is how profoundly it affects the daily life on the Earth. Many technologies that people use regularly either originated from space research or were significantly advanced because of it. Space exploration requires solving extremely difficult engineering problems, and those solutions often find valuable applications beyond their original purpose. Satellite technology is perhaps the most visible example. Modern communication systems rely heavily on the satellites for broadcasting, navigation, weather forecasting, and global connectivity. Without space based infrastructure, many aspects of modern society would function very differently. Space research has also contributed to advances in material science. Engineers developing spacecraft requires lightweight, durable, and high-performance materials. Many innovations developed for space applications later find uses in the consumer products, transportation systems, and industrial equipment. Medical technologies have benefited from space research as well. Sensors, imaging techniques, and monitoring systems originally developed for astronauts have contributed to healthcare innovations on the Earth. Critics sometimes question the value of investing in space explorations. However, supporters point out that space programs often generate technological advancements, economic activities, educational opportunities, and scientific knowledge that extend far beyond their original objectives. As private companies and national space agencies continue expanding their capabilities, the influence of space technology is likely to grow. Future developments in communication, transportation, manufacturing, and resource management may be shaped by innovations originally designed for the space missions. The story of space technology is not only about the rockets and astronauts, it is about the curiosity, innovation, and the remarkable ability of human beings to transform ambitious dreams into practical realities that benefit people everywhere. If there is one invention that quietly powers the modern world, it is a microchip. These tiny pieces of silicon contains billions of microscopic transistors and form the foundation of nearly every modern electronic devices. Microchips are found everywhere. They power smartphones, computers, televisions, medical equipment, automobiles, industrial machines, satellites, aircraft, banking systems, and communication networks. In many ways, modern civilization runs on silicon. The history of the microchip is one of humanity's greatest engineering achievements. Early electronic systems relied on the vacuum tubes that were large, expensive, fragile, energy intensive. Later, engineers developed integrated circuits, placing multiple transistors onto a single chip. Over time, manufacturing techniques improved dramatically. Today, some advanced chips contains tens of billions of transistors packed into areas smaller than a fingernail. The astonishing power of modern devices results from this miniaturization. The smartphone processor contains computational capabilities that would have required entire buildings of equipment several decades ago. Recent supply chain disruptions highlighted how important semiconductors have become. Shortages affected the automobile production, consumer electronics, industrial systems, and countless other sectors. This demonstrated that even the smallest components can have enormous global consequences. Engineers continue pushing the limits of chip design. Researchers explore new materials, innovative architectures, and alternative computing approaches to sustain future progress. Technologies such as quantum computing and neuromorphic computing may represent future generations of information processing. The story of the microchip reminds us that transformative innovations are not always large or dramatic. Sometimes the technologies that changes the world are so small that they are nearly invisible. Perhaps one of the most mind-blowing facts in the technology is that billions of microscopic switches working together can power an entire civilization. Imagine a world where, where everyday objects communicate with each other. Your refrigerator tracks inventory, your thermostat adjusts automatically, traffic systems optimize road usage, medical devices monitor patient health continuously. This interconnected reality is known as the Internet of Things. Internet of Things refers to networks of physical devices equipped with the sensors, software, and communication technologies that allows them to collect and exchange the information. These devices ranges from household appliances and wearable fitness trackers to the industrial machinery and smart city infrastructure. The scale of IoT is extraordinary. Billions of connected devices already operates worldwide, and that number continues to grow rapidly. Each device generates data that can be analyzed to improve efficiency, convenience, safety, and the decision making. Healthcare is another area experiencing significant transformation. Wearable technologies can monitor the heart rates, physical activity, sleep patterns, and other health indicators. Medical professionals may use connected devices to track patient conditions remotely and identify potential issues earlier. Industries benefit from IoT through predictive maintenance and operational optimization. Sensors installed on the machinery can detect performance changes before failures occur, reducing the downtime and improving the productivity. However, the rapid growth of connected devices also creates challenges. Cybersecurity becomes increasingly important as more systems connect to the networks. Privacy concerns arise regarding the data collection and usage. Standards and regulations continue evolving to address this issue. The Internet of Things represents a shift from isolated devices towards interconnected systems. Instead of functioning independently, technologies increasingly communicates and cooperate. This transformation may fundamentally change how societies operate. Just as the internet connected people and information, the Internet of Things is connecting the physical world itself. The result is a future where technology becomes more responsive, intelligent, and integrated into everyday experiences than ever before. Throughout history, certain technologies have transformed the civilization. Agriculture enabled permanent settlements, printing accelerated knowledge sharing, electricity powered industrial development, computers launched the digital age. Today, humanity may be approaching another major technological turning point. Future technologies under development have the potential to reshape society in profound ways. Artificial intelligence, quantum computing, biotechnology, advanced robotics, brain computer interfaces, fusion energy, space exploration, and next generation communication systems sorry, could redefine what is possible. Quantum computing could unlock solutions to scientific and engineering challenges that remains beyond the reach of current machines. Researchers hope it may accelerate breakthroughs in the medicines, material science, and energy technologies. Advanced robotics may perform dangerous, repetitive, or highly precise tasks across industries. Human workers may increasingly focus on creativity, leadership, innovation, and complex decision making. Space technologies may also play a growing role in humanity's future. Lunar bases, Mars missions, asteroid resource utilization, and advanced satellite systems could expand human activities beyond the Earth. Of course, predicting the future is very difficult. History demonstrates that transformative technologies often produce unexpected consequences and applications. Few people accurately predicted the full impact of the internet, smartphones, or the social media. The most important question may not be what technologies become possible, but how humanity chooses to use them. Ethical leadership, responsible innovation, education, and international cooperation will play essential roles in shaping the outcomes. The future remains unwritten, yet one thing seems clear: humanity's capacity for innovation continues expanding. The technologies of tomorrow may be even more extraordinary than the inventions we celebrate today. Every major technological revolution has generated the controversy. New inventions often create excitement, but they also raises the concerns about unintended consequences, ethical implications, and societal impacts. Modern technology is no exception. One of the most frequently discussed concerns involves the privacy. Digital systems collect enormous amounts of information about the individuals, organizations, and the societies. While data can improve the services and enable innovation, questions remain regarding how information should be collected, stored, and used. Automation and robotics have raised concerns about the job displacement. Throughout history, technological progress has changed the labor markets. Some occupations decline while new professions emerge. The challenge lies in helping workers adapt through education, training, and the workforce development. The cybersecurity threats create additional challenges as societies become more connected. Protecting information and critical infrastructure becomes increasingly important. Cyber attacks can affect the businesses, governments, healthcare systems, and the individual. Some critics worry that technology may increase inequality if access to advanced tools remains uneven. While these concerns are legitimate, history provides valuable perspective. Many technologies initially generated fear and uncertainty. Railroads, electricity, automobiles, telephones, computers, and the internet all faced criticism during their early adoption phases. The goal is not to reject innovation nor to embrace it blindly. The goal is to guide technological progress in ways that maximize benefits while minimizing the harms. Technology controversies remind us that innovation is not merely a technical issue, it is also a social, ethical, economic, and the human issues. Whenever new technologies emerge, public debate follows. Critics raise concerns about the risks and unintended consequences, while supporters highlight opportunities and the benefits. Both perspectives are important because the progress often depends upon the balancing innovation with the responsibility. One common criticism is that technology eliminates the jobs. History shows a more nuanced reality. Technological advances often automate certain tasks while creating entirely new industries and the professions. Another concerns involve artificial intelligence. Critics worry about the bias, accountability, and the misuse. These concerns are legitimate. However, many researchers, governments, and organizations are actively developing ethical frameworks, transparency standards, and regulatory approaches to ensure responsible AI development. Environmental impacts represents another important discussion. While technology consumes the resources, it also provides solutions. Renewable energy systems, smart grids, efficient manufacturing processes, and environmental monitoring technologies can help address the sustainability challenges. Critics sometimes argue that society is becoming overly dependent on the technology. While dependence is a legitimate concern, technological systems have also dramatically improved the healthcare, education, communication, transportation, and the quality of the life. The broader lesson from history is that technology is neither inherently good nor inherently bad. Its impact depends largely on how people choose to develop and use it. Ultimately, the goal is not simply technological progress. The goal is human progress. Technology should serve people, improve the life, expand opportunities, and help solve the meaningful progress. The future will undoubtedly bring new debates and controversies. Yet, if the history is any guide, thoughtful leadership and collective wisdom can help ensure that technology remains a force for positive transformation. After exploring 20 astonishing technology facts, one important question remains: what lessons can humanity learn from all these innovations? Technology is often discussed in terms of machines, software, algorithms, and devices. Yet its deeper story is about the people. Every invention begins with human curiosity. Every breakthrough starts with someone asking a question, challenging an assumption, or imagining a better solution. One of the most powerful lessons from technological history is that progress is possible. Throughout history, humanity has repeatedly solved problems that once seemed impossible. Diseases that devastated populations have been controlled. Communication that once required months now happens instantly. Technology teaches us the value of persistence. The inventions we celebrate today were often built upon decades of experimentation, setbacks, failures, and continuous improvement. Technology also highlights the importance of education. Knowledge has become one of humanity's most valuable resources. Individuals who learn continuously can adapt to the changing environments and contribute meaningful to the society. The future will undoubtedly bring new technologies, new opportunities, and new debates. Some innovation will exceed expectations, others may create unforeseen challenges. The lesson is not to fear the change, not to embrace it blindly, but to approach it thoughtfully and responsibly. As we look forward, optimism remains justified. Human creativity continues to generate solutions to complex challenges. New generations of innovators are developing the technologies that may help address issues related to health, sustainability, energy, and exploration. When people use the smartphones, navigate with the GPS, access medical treatments, streams, videos, or communicate across the continents, they rarely think about the countless individuals though whose work made those experiences possible. Behind every technological achievement stands a long chain of human efforts. Scientists devoted years to research, engineers solved the complex technical challenges, inventors transformed ideas into practical solutions, teachers educated future innovators, entrepreneurs took risks to develop the new products, technicians built and maintained the infrastructure, researchers expanded the boundaries of knowledge. Gratitude is an important perspective because it helps us appreciate how interconnected progress truly is. Modern innovations rarely emerge in isolation. They build upon the previous discoveries. Think about electricity. Thousands of scientists and engineers contributed to understanding and harnessing it. Think about the modern medicine. Countless researchers dedicated their life to improving health outcomes. Even ordinary conveniences reflect extraordinary achievements. Clean water systems, transportation networks, communication technologies, and healthcare infrastructure all results from decades of human efforts and cooperation. This perspective invites us to think beyond personal benefit. How can innovation serve society? Another reason for gratitude is that innovation often flourishes during difficult circumstances. Many breakthroughs emerged while solving urgent challenges. Human resilience, creativity, and determination frequently shine brightest when obstacles appear greatest. Human creativity remains one of the most powerful forces in the history. Gratitude reminds us that progress is not guaranteed. It is earned through efforts, cooperation, and the vision. And perhaps the greatest tribute we can offer past innovators is to continue learning, creating, and contributing to a better future ourselves. As we reach the conclusion of this journey through 20 mind blowing technology facts, it becomes clear that technology is far more than a collection of inventions. It is a reflection of humanity's imagination. Throughout history, people have looked at challenges and asked extraordinary questions. How can we travel farther? How can we communicate faster? How can we cure diseases? How can we understand the universe? How can we improve the life for future generations? Every major technological breakthroughs began with a question like this. The remarkable story of human progress is not a story about the machines replacing the people. It is a story about the people using knowledge, creativity, and determination to expand what is possible. Today's world would seem magical to people living only a few centuries ago. Instant communication across the continents, satellites orbiting the Earth, artificial intelligence analyzing the complex data, medical technologies saving the life, spacecraft exploring the distant worlds, and yet for future generations, many of today's technologies may appear primitive. This realization should inspire both humility and optimism. Humility because we do not know everything. There are still mysteries waiting to be explored, scientific discoveries yet to be made, problems yet to be solved. Optimism because human history demonstrates a remarkable pattern. When challenges Arise, people innovate. The future technologies discussed in this video: advanced AI, quantum computing, biotechnology, renewable energy, robotics, sorry, virtual reality, and space exploration have the potential to transform civilization in ways we can scarcely imagine. The most important discussions will not be made by the machines, they will be made by the people. People will decide how technologies are used. People will determine ethical boundaries. People will shape educational systems. People will influence policies. People will guide innovation towards the constructed goals. Technology is a tool, humanity provides the direction. It is a fact that human beings continuously transform imagination into reality. The devices, systems, and discoveries explode throughout this video were once considered impossible. Tomorrow's breakthroughs may already be taking shape in research, laboratories, classrooms, startups, universities, and workshops around the world. The story of technology is not finished. It is still being written, and every generation has an opportunity to contribute a chapter. As we conclude, let us remember a simple but the powerful truth. Technology is at its best when it expands human potential, solves meaningful problems, and helps create a better future for everyone. So, thank you for joining this journey. So, 20 mind-blowing technology facts. So stay curious, keep learning, keep questioning, keep imagining. Because the future is not something we simply wait for. The future is something we build together. The next great technological breakthrough may already exist as an idea in someone's mind today. The question is not whether the future will arrive, the question is what kind of future humanity chooses to create. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.